Fans are completely shocked and rumors are abound. From behind the scenes of Love and Hip Hop, the most recent buzz is just tremendous. Two of the most recognizable people in the show, Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris, are reportedly about to be replaced on the street. Indeed, these two reality TV stars might be ousted for good after years of controlling the drama. But that's not all. Producers have apparently already begun the search for fresh faces to take over, and the potential new cast members are generating a stir. Insiders said the auditions have been stressful, with strong feelings as some well-known people are under consideration for the slots. But what drove the startling choice, and who would possibly cover the great vacuum left by Kirk and Mendeecees? The present cast is debating fiercely, and even the producers are divided. Could this be the end of Kirk and Mendeecees on Love and Hip Hop? Alternatively, is there a big turnaround that will transform everything? Stay closely because what we're going to unveil will leave you stunned. Behind the scenes of Love and Hip Hop, things have been heating up unlike anything else. Ever after the violent incident between Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris, speculations have been flying that producers are considering making substantial changes to the show's lineup. While nothing has been proven, people close to the production are saying that both Kirk and Mendeecees may be on thin ice. And if that wasn't enough, speculations say that casting directors have already started hunting for fresh faces to mix things up. It all started when tensions boiled over between Kirk and Mendeecees during the last season's finale. Fans remember how the confrontation escalated to a level no one imagined. The fallout was nasty, and while both men sought to downplay it on social media, the harm had already been done. Insiders indicate that executives at Love and Hip Hop were not happy with the negative exposure it brought to the series, and now they might be searching for a way to phase them out. One industry source added, "There have been discussions about making changes, especially after the backlash from that fight. The network wants drama, but they don't want things getting entirely out of control." But here's where things get even more interesting. Word is, producers are already testing out new potential cast members, and some of the names being thrown around are wild. Some reports suggest that a few fresh faces have already been approached, and cameras have started rolling to examine how they fit into the existing dynamic. This has sent shockwaves across the Love and Hip Hop community, with fans doubting whether Kirk and Mendeecees' time is actually up. However, Kirk Frost isn't going down without a fight. He's been part of the series for years, and sources say he's been doing all in his power to encourage producers to let him stay. Kirk knows how reality TV works, a close source stated. He understands that drama keeps people watching, but he didn't expect the backlash to be this bad. And then there's Mendeecees. His situation is significantly more difficult. With his legal record and ongoing personal issues, some supporters feel producers would see him as a liability, but others say that he offers too much to the show to be replaced. Social media has been inundated with opinions over whether or not Love and Hip Hop would even be the same without these two. Meanwhile, reports about their potential replacements have been making the rounds, and some of the names are raising eyebrows. One name that keeps popping up is Jasmine Blue, a rising star in the Atlanta entertainment industry. While she's not a household name just yet, she has been making ripples in the industry, and producers might see her as the perfect addition to stir the pot. But the issue remains, if she's coming in, who is leaving? And it's not just Jasmine Blue. Several other names have been floated around, including some familiar personalities who could be making unexpected comebacks. This uncertainty has left Kirk and Mendeecees scrambling, attempting to figure out whether they still have a future on the show. There's been a lot of tension behind the scenes, another person added. People are choosing sides, and it's not looking good for Kirk and Mendeecees. Despite everything, both men are determined to hold on to their spots. They've created their businesses through the program, and stepping away isn't an option. But the network's quiet on the subject is making things worse. Kirk has apparently been making calls, trying to get clarity, but producers are being tight-lipped. The uncertainty is eating away at them, and viewers are left wondering, is this really the end for Kirk and Mendeecees? As the reports continue to gain traction, the tension behind the scenes is only growing worse. Some cast members are even avoiding Kirk and Mendeecees, terrified of getting caught in the middle of the controversy. Others are secretly eager for their exit, seeing it as an opportunity to take center stage. But no matter what happens next, one thing is clear: love and hip-hop is poised to undergo some huge changes, and not everyone is going to make the cut. And just when Kirk felt things couldn't get much worse, he received a call that sent him plummeting. Someone close to the production had recently released disturbing new information. Producers had already begun filming with potential replacements. That was the moment he knew this wasn't simply a rumor, it was real. And now, the only question left was, who was taking his spot? Kirk Frost sat in surprise after hearing the unexpected news. The idea that filmmakers were already filming with potential replacements hit him like a ton of bricks. He had been in the game for too long to disregard what that meant. This wasn't just about rumors anymore. This was about his future on Love and Hip Hop. And worse, Mendeecees was presumably in the exact same circumstance. For years, Kirk had performed his role brilliantly. He knew how to provide the drama, how to keep people talking. But this time, everything felt different. It was no longer about what he could do to save his spot. It seemed like the choice had already been made without him. And that's what truly stung. He instantly picked up the phone and dialed Mendeecees. The talk was tense. "Bro, have you heard? They're already filming you folks." Mendeecees moaned heavily on the other end. "Yeah, man, I've been hearing things, but I wasn't trying to believe it. This ain't just talk anymore." Kirk muttered, massaging his forehead. "We might really be out." Mendeecees was quiet for a minute before speaking. They don't just drop people like that though. They build the drama up first, make people worry if we're really leaving. It's a game to them. And Mendeecees wasn't wrong. Love and Hip Hop thrived on gossip and behind-the-scenes drama. If the producers were actually clamoring for new cast members, they wouldn't just declare it. They'd let the drama stew, letting the audience wonder before making any public actions. But this seemed like a power move. Meanwhile, social media was quickly catching wind of the incident. Fans were wondering whether Kirk and Mendeecees deserved to continue or if the show needed fresh blood. Some were faithful, saying the show wouldn't be the same without them. Others, they were ready for something fresh. One Twitter user posted, "Honestly, Love and Hip Hop has to switch it up. Kirk and Mendeecees been around forever. Time for a new cast." Another wrote, "I don't believe these allegations. No way they're getting rid of Kirk and Mendeecees. They bring too much drama to the show." But one tweet in particularly got Kirk's eye. Someone had shared a fuzzy snapshot from a production set, and standing right there in the middle of it was none other than Jasmine Blue. And she wasn't alone. The caption read, "Love and Hip Hop producers spotted filming with new faces. Is this the next generation?" Kirk felt a chill run down his spine. Jasmine Blue had been on his radar for a time. She was hungry for fame, willing to do whatever it needed to get in the spotlight. If she was involved, then this was serious. And the worst part, the woman standing next to her in the leaked photo was someone from his past, Ashley Munnett. Kirk's heart plummeted. Ashley was a name he hadn't heard in a long time. She had history with him. Messy, unfinished history. If she was being brought in, then they were clearly cooking up a scenario that involving him. And that's when it hit him. This wasn't just about kicking him off the program. They were about to expose him. Mendeecees, on the other hand, was coping with his own mess. The speculations regarding his successor had been gaining up momentum. And to make matters worse, Yandy Smith had been strangely mute about the situation. Usually, she was quick to shoot down rumors, defend their presence on the show. But this time, she wasn't saying a word. Mendeecees couldn't get the feeling that something was being kept from him. He had a strong gut instinct, and just now, it was screaming that something was awry. Then, out of nowhere, he got a call from a friend who worked in production. "Yo bro, I don't know if you heard, but they checking out new cast members. And they have someone that might be a problem for you." Mendeecees sat up straight. "What do you mean, a problem? Who?" The telephone stayed silent for a second before the person on the other end spoke again. "It's someone claiming they got receipts on you, bro. I don't know details, But they're saying they got proof of some things you did before you went away. Mendeecees froze. Before he went away? That meant before his prison sentence. That meant before he had apparently cleaned up his behavior and become a family guy. And that also meant someone was aiming to ruin him. Meanwhile, Jasmine Blue was prospering in the limelight. She had always dreamed of appearing on Love and Hip Hop, and now it appeared like her moment had finally come. She knew her name had been making the rounds, and she wasn't going to let the opportunity slip away. She went live on Instagram, her followers filling the comments. "Girl, are you joining the cast? Did you replace Kirk?" Jasmine smirked, flicking her hair. "You're gone, have to wait and see." She wasn't confirming anything, but she also wasn't denying it. And that's when someone in the comments revealed a bombshell. "We heard you and Ashley Munnett been filming together. What's the tea?" Jasmine's smile grew even bigger. She leaned in close to the camera. "Oh baby, the tea is hot. And you are not ready." The internet erupted. Within minutes, gossip pages were running headlines like, "Jasmine Blue and Ashley Munnett bringing major drama to Love and Hip Hop. Is Kirk in TOUBL?" Mendeecees' dark past coming back to haunt him. New cast member has receipts. The pressure was building. Kirk and Mendeecees were running out of time, and whether they liked it or not, their replacements were already moving in. Kirk Frost couldn't sit still. His phone was lighting up with messages, some from friends in the industry, some from Love and Hip Hop insiders, and others from fans straight out wondering whether he'd been replaced. He went through social media, his jaw tightening as he read the constant torrent of remarks. "Kirk best start searching for a new job because Jasmine and Ashley are ready to take over. Imagine getting fired off your own program by your old drama. Couldn't be me. If Kirk and Mendeecees are really out, I might actually start watching again." He couldn't believe this. It wasn't simply a rumor anymore. The public was buying into it. And worse, the producers weren't even trying to shut it down. This wasn't just any random storyline. This was a setup. Kirk slammed his phone down on the table. "I need to fix this. Now." His first thought? Confronting Jasmine Blue directly. Because if she really was part of this, if she was helping the producers develop this story against him, then she needed to realize she was playing with fire. He picked out her number and called her. It rang once. Twice, then. Look who it is," Jasmine said, her voice dripping with amusement. "I was wondering when you'd reach out." "Cut the games, Jasmine," Kirk growled. "I know what's happening. You think you're slick, but I see what you're doing." Jasmine let out a quiet laugh. "Oh, Kirk, you're behaving like I made this decision. The producers, they phoned me. They chose me. And you know why?" Kirk's grasp on the phone tightened. "Because they're bored with you. The audience is weary of you. And guess what? They want fresh drama. And who better than the woman who knows exactly what bones you've been hiding?" Kirk's stomach sank. Jasmine knew things. Things that may wreck his reputation, his marriage, hell, even his entire career. And she wasn't bluffing. "You need to stay in your lane, Jasmine," Kirk admonished, his voice low. "You don't know what you're getting into." "Oh, but I do," she purred. "And trust me, Kirk, this time, you don't control the tale." Then, just like that, she hung up. Kirk sat frozen, his mind whirling. This wasn't simply about being replaced. This was about his history coming back to haunt him. And if Jasmine had receipts, then he was in big trouble. While Kirk was battling with his own nightmare, Mendeecees was experiencing an entirely other situation. Yandy was still being way too quiet about the rumors. And for the first time in a long time, Mendeecees was starting to feel like his own wife was withholding something from him. He finally addressed her one night after their kids were asleep. "Yandy, you haven't said anything about this whole replacement issue. What's up with that?" She barely looked up from her phone. "Because it's not my battle to fight, Mendeecees. If they're replacing you, what am I supposed to do about it?" Her words hit him like a smack to the face. "What you're supposed to do is have my back," he shot back. "You think I can just sit here and let some new cast members come in and push me out?" Yandy grumbled and finally put her phone down. "Listen to me. The producers do not care about loyalty. If they think new faces would bring better viewers, they will make it happen. The only thing you can do is prove you're still valuable to the show. Mendeecees tightened his jaw. And how do I do that? Yandy's expression softened. I'm making sure your name is still the largest one in the headlines. Mendeecees nodded slowly. If the producers wanted drama, he was about to give them exactly what they needed. The next day, Mendeecees called up a trustworthy source at a big gossip blog. Someone he knew would run a story without asking whether it was authentic or not. I've got something for you, he told them. Make sure it blows up. Within hours, a headline started spreading online. Mendeecees fights BSK against love and hip-hop producers. Refuse to be replaced. Fans went wild. Comments came in. Oh, so Mendeecees ain't going down without a fight? Let's go. I knew he wasn't about to just leave like that. They better give him his spot back. They actually trying to push him out for who? Nah, I'm not feeling this. The strategy was working. Mendeecees was forcing the producers to acknowledge him. And if they thought they could delete him that easily, they were about to realize real quick that he wasn't someone to be replaced. But while Mendeecees was struggling to stay in the game, Kirk's predicament was spiraling out of control because Ashley Monette had just made her first public speech. She went live on Instagram, sitting in a dimly lit room, her voice full with emotion. I wasn't even gonna speak on this, she said. But since people keep asking, yep, it's true. I've been filming with love and hip-hop. And let me just say this, some individuals are about to get exposed. The comment section erupted. Exposed. Oh nah, we need information. Who's she talking about? Kirk better start sweating. Ashley chewed her lip, as if considering whether she should say more. Then she finally added, let's just say, some individuals been out here playing innocent when they know they did some nasty things back in the day. And I have the receipts. The video finished, but the damage was done. Kirk's name was already being dragged, and the worst part, he had no idea what Ashley was preparing to reveal. But one thing was certain, this wasn't just about a replacement plot anymore. This was about a reckoning. As the rumors of Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris being replaced started to gather traction, the love and hip-hop fandom found itself divided. Some argued that it was time for fresh faces to take over, while others felt that eliminating such long-standing cast members would damage the core of the show. Social media exploded with conflicting reactions, with hashtags like #KeepKirkandMendeecees and #NewEraLHH trending simultaneously. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Kirk and Mendeecees weren't going down without a fight. Kirk, who had always prided himself on being a businessman first, reached out to his industry friends, seeking to clarify whether VH1 was actually considering replacing him. He also wanted to measure how much sway he still retained within the franchise. According to insiders, he allegedly contacted up executive producers and even sought to get in touch with Mona Scott-Young herself, demanding answers. But Mendeecees, on the other hand, had a completely different attitude. He was furious, not only at the show, but at how fast people were willing to dismiss him after all the years he had invested into making love and hip-hop what it was. He apparently sought out to other cast members, garnering support to indicate that he and Kirk were still relevant to the storyline. But with every call he made, he was met with hesitation. No one wanted to get caught in the middle of a potential fallout between the producers and the cast. Yandy, ever the strategist, was already thinking forward. If Mendeecees was actually on the chopping block, what did that mean for her? Would she still have a place in the franchise? Or was she likewise at risk of being replaced? She reportedly started considering alternative backup plans with her team, just in case things took a turn for the worse. But while Kirk and Mendeecees were vying for their slot, VH1 stayed mute. No formal comment was made, and that only fanned the conjecture even more. And then, just when everyone thought the situation couldn't get any uglier, an unnamed insider delivered a bombshell, a list of potential replacement cast members who were reportedly being considered to replace Kirk and Mendeecees. Names like Jasmine Blue, an up-and-coming influencer with ties to the business, and Rico Prince, a rapper known for his crazy antics, were on the list. Fans were left astonished. Who were these people? And why was VH1 searching outside the original cast to bring in fresh faces? The drama worsened when Jasmine Blue herself responded to the rumors. Taking to Instagram Live, Jasmine didn't deny that she had been in talks with producers. Instead, she played coy, saying, "I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, why not? Love and hip-hop needs new vitality, don't you all think?" That one statement was enough to set social media on fire. Was this indication that Kirk and Mendeecees were truly being replaced? Adding fuel to the fire, a leaked screenshot supposedly showed Kirk personally reacting to Jasmine's comments. The tweet, apparently from his private account, stated, "Ain't nobody taking my spot. Been here too long for that." However, some fans speculated that the screenshot could have been fake. Meanwhile, Mendeecees' aggravation boiled out as he resolved to handle the problem directly. During a surprise live session, he didn't hold back. "All I'ma say is, don't believe everything you'll hear. Some folks' desires stir the pot, but real ones know the truth." His cryptic statement left fans guessing. Was he denying the rumors? Or was he hinting that something was happening behind closed doors? As the conjecture reached a fever pitch, fans flocked to Love and hip-hop producers for answers. But once again, there was no confirmation or denial from VH1, leaving many to suspect that this entire affair was a publicity gimmick to boost interest for the new season. At this moment, one thing was certain: change was coming to Love and hip-hop, whether Kirk and Mendeecees liked it or not. But the question remained, would they be able to cling on to their status, or was the franchise actually ready to go on without them? And just like that, the Love and hip-hop world has been thrown into pure disarray. Kirk and Mendeecees have been stalwarts of the show for years, but if these allegations are accurate, their time might be coming to an end. With names like Jasmine Blue and Rico Prince being batted around, could this really be the beginning of a brand new era for the franchise? Or is this just another publicity trick to keep fans talking? One thing is for sure, the drama is far from over. Will Kirk and Mendeecees fight back and retake their status, or will we see fresh faces take center stage? And more importantly, how do you feel about this impending shakeup? Do you think Love and hip-hop needs new energy, or should the olds stay put? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any changes. This narrative is only getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Stay tuned, because things are about to get even more intense.